Oh, I'm live, finally. All right. You just can't. I can't. So, hold on a second, everyone. I gotta take care of this because there. Now I won't have to hear it going off every 5 seconds. All right. So, OMG, don't test me. Are you feeling like you're like in a test or something? Like, yeah, they're just, gonna push the envelope to the finest part of the day, and it's just kind of like, just testing you, and you feel like you're losing contact with time and can't keep up space, and the dreams are getting more like 1 minute it's very surreal, next minute you don't know what the hell's going on, and uh, so let me tell you what has been transpiring past, God, what is this, past hour? Jesus Christ. So I had to get a new different type of type pod thing, to the camera thing. And I go to first I went to Target. They didn't have anything, they were out. So then I said, well, let me go by Best Buy and go get one. So I got a Sun Pack portable vlogging kit, and I said, well, let me get that one. So I went ahead and got it and came home and said, okay, let me get it and put it together and yada, yada, yada. So I put it together, and it's one of these things where you have to pull out the legs and lock it in place and everything like that. Let me just tell you this. I literally got a freaking workout from trying to line it up, put it together, and try to keep it where it's stabilized, and then put the O-ring on. So the trials and tribulations that I have gone through to get this tripod to be freaking balanced. So when I come on here, I'm not doing one of these things. I'm sinking down into the abyss and, trying to keep it with the side. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, let me just get the legs out. So I get the pull all the legs out. Then, you know how when you put it back in, you always have one that doesn't want to go back in right. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm trying to get this put back in. It's not going. So I start twisting the thing. And then next thing I know, the O-ring falls off because it decides it's going to come undone. Then finally I get it where I need to put it in, and I finally get it set up. Then the cord's not long enough. Then I'm like, oh God, I have to try to prop things up on pillows and stuff to get the cord to be long enough. So then I do that. And this is why I call it OMG, don't test me. Because there are just some things that are going to push you to the limit, and you're going to be in this place of, and it was the weirdest day. I go to the bathroom, and I'm washing my hands because I got all the stuff all over my hands. And I'm like, God. And I just look at myself and I said, it has already begun. As soon as I hit 59. Now I'm going to be getting all these very strange, crazy tests to see how I can endure it. So I'm looking in a mirror, and I'm looking at myself in a mirror, and I'm looking, and I said, you just spent the whole hour trying to get the equal legs on the tripod so you can set up the camera thing with O-ring. You've done this twice, but this one is kind of different because you're trying to get it set up. And I look at myself and I said, it has begun. The testing of what you can endure. And then I had a flash of me in the ER on a gurney. And you're probably saying, what's so funny about this? Oh, wait, let me set up the scenario. I'm on a gurney, just laying there going, oh, oh. And the doctor walks in and says, well, what's going on with you? Have you been feeling under stress lately? I roll my head and look at the doctor and say, yeah, it all started with a freaking tripod. What do you mean? Well, you gotta try to have equal legs in balance so that when you set it up, your phone doesn't go this way, it doesn't tip over, or the camera whole thing doesn't fall over. Oh yeah, so that stressed you out. And tell me something. Do you get stressed out like this often? So I said, you know what? I refuse. And I do not consent to the stress of a tripod trying to take me out. I come too far to have it go down the drain. What a tripod! Trying to take me off the board. All because it couldn't be simple. Oh my God. So this is my warning to all of you. When you get a tripod thing, don't get one when you get 59. Oh, Lord help me. You know, what happens, I finally get to a point and I go, I take the thing and I take it. I said, don't test me. I am trying to stay in balance. I'm trying to stay on the high vibe. Everything is going down in hell in the basket right now. Are we going up? Are we going down? Are we going side? Are we going here? What's happening? What's going on? We're coming and growing. Where? So, I've had a moment trying to get it set up. And I just, the only words that kept coming to me is, don't test me. So, I'm like, yeah, I really don't want to have to explain myself. Ending up in the ER, being stressed out from a tripod. So, anyway, lovelies. Oh my God. Oh, let's just take a moment. And there was even this part where I was getting it set up. I said, fuck, I'm not even getting paid for this. They're being under this much stress. Lori comes out and says, "You are resilience, and you are the one that likes to climb the mountain with a fish towel, sure. And you will not give up. It's either going to be the tripod or you." Well, there you go. Let's get ready to rumble. In this corner, we have the tripod that has been made to take your stress levels to the next level. And in this corner is the human that just turned 59 to see if she can pass this test. Ding, ding, ding. Let it all start. Oh my God. All right. So I'm sitting here saying to myself, that's why I went and bought that oil called Om. Om. Yeah, we're going to need a whole bunch of Om moments all the way up until we get to Monday. And then after. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm like sitting here saying, this is just craziness. I'm like, I'm not even getting paid for this kind of stress. Stress of an iPod, of the tripod. Oh, my Lord. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So yesterday, I didn't come on. I had some things going on that I had to take care of. And yesterday was a portal day. So, with that being said, I think on Monday, is a portal day. Hold on a second. Oh my God, I laughed so hard. Oh, tomorrow's my day. Oh, well, that explains it. Yes! It is a portal day on Monday, on the 20th, and that is Red Lunar Earth. Oh, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Let's just read what that one's going to be about. Everyone take notes on this one. Oh, my God, don't test me. Please don't test me. Oh, my gosh, what is happening here? So, this one, for Monday, I polarize in order to evolve, stabilizing synchronicity. I seal the matrix of navigation with the lunar tone of challenge. Sure, we're not on that Monday already. I am guided by the power of universal water. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. So that color is going to be red for that day. And it's funny, we have a diamond-shaped type of symbol through the galactic streams of new knowledge. The window of the supernatural order in its entire splendors is open. Okay, so I think we need to take note of that for sure, because there's a lot of things that are open right now. There's a lot of portal things that are open. Hi, lovelies. I want you to know that I stay dedicated to my mission, and I am willing to go through all types of tests just to try to set up a tripod so I can set the camera on with the Olight. Now. It took me an hour to try to get things stabilized, but I'm just letting you know. I completed the task and I'm here for you. Oh, it's so funny. I still keep crying. Oh my God. So that's why the title is called Don't Test Me, because between now and the weekend, you're going to feel like you're being tested. But I'm going to let you know that you want to have perseverance and you want to just keep going. Because certain things are going to happen to test you to see if you can take it, if you can handle it. So I bet you some money. And I'm going to tell you how this day started out. I bet you some money. The team says, well, let's see how she's doing. We'll set up a scenario to see how she pans out. First, we'll make her go and get her card changed at the bank. So I had to get up this morning and get my card changed because it had been compromised at a place where I was going. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get that taken care of. I'm going to go change. Follow the instincts. Okay? When something comes up and it doesn't feel right, and don't trust the people when they say they're going to cancel something. And even though they send you a cancellation thing and they say they're going to cancel it, they will always blame it on the computer system. So what I did, Spirit kept telling me, go in the bank and go change your card. Even though you sent the letter to the company and you told them because you found out that they weren't on the up and up on what they were talking about, and you canceled it within 48 hours, and then they come back talking about, oh, you have 30 days to cancel, but it has to be a 3-month commitment and all this shenanigans. And it's like, no, that's not what you said when I first talked to you. No, you told me to put it in writing. So I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get another card because something just kept telling me, don't trust them. Because people who don't have good integrity will lie to your face and say, oh yeah, don't worry about it. And then the next thing you know, your bank account's getting hit. So I went ahead and went ahead of it and said, okay, I did A, B, and C, but now I'm getting ready to cross it all the way to Z. So I went down to the bank and I go in there. I tell the lady, I said, look, I need to get another card. What's the process now? Because all these cards have the tap thing, and am I going to have to wait and da-da-da-da. So the card, I got another card. She made it right there in the bank. And I added up the numbers and it came out to a 13. And I was like, okay, cool. I can work with 13. And I said, okay, I wonder how the rest of my day is going to be. I have to go get a tripod. Go get that tripod O-ring set up. I'll go by Target and check and see. They were all sold out. And I was like, okay, fine. So then I said, well, let me go by Best Buy. So I go by Best Buy. They had these big giant rings, O-rings, and all this. I said, I really just need something just easy, pop-up, nothing difficult. So this is how the scenario will read out with your team. We'll go ahead and have her go to the bank, and we'll make that easy. But where we're going to really put in the test of her endurance and to see if she'll keep going is when she gets the tripod to set it up with the O-ring. We'll make it look easy, but we'll test her on how to balance the foundation of the legs. I hope I passed. Because I was one step away of saying, you know what? That's why I keep receipts. Because they were like, do you want your receipt? I said, yeah, give me my receipt. So if anything goes wrong, I can come back and bring it back and exchange or get something else. So just know that your team will probably be testing you out in these 4 days because there's an opening that we're preparing for. So I laugh so much. Oh my God. Sometimes you have to just laugh at yourself and laugh. So in this whole process, I had to call certain places and say, hey, I have a new card. I'm going to have to wait because it takes 24 hours for everything to get activated. Meanwhile, pay attention to your phones. All of a sudden, I get this call coming from freaking Spain. I'm like, and it's just ringing, and I see the number, and I'm like, I don't know anybody in Spain. Why is that number calling me? So I said, well, if they can't text me, I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I just leave it be. So here's the deal. We have this energy that we're sitting in right now. And I also have a really important message for California, where I live. Because today is the Red Spectral Skywalker Day. Everything is contained within the vastness of space, and within the human body, we are cultivating evolution in the form of the Earth Wizard. And the dimension is the ninth dimension, hyperplasmic enlightenment, Sirius B52. And we're in the seventh chakra sphere. Well, that explains it all. Like I said, I hope I passed. So be aware that some of us, remember a few months ago, like a couple months ago, I said that some of us are going to be going through initiation. Remember when I said that? Okay. And then the initiation process will go as follow, whatever that's going to be. Okay, remember? So right about now, it's accelerating on what you are going to tolerate and not tolerate. And people from the past are going to come up trying to get your attention and trying to see if you're going to still fall for their same old okie doke. And this is a part of the testing to see how you are going to respond. And another part of the testing is being aware of when things are happening and you sit back and you say, wait a minute, I'm not engaging with that. I'm not dealing with that anymore. I'm not, on that. To be able to say no. Okay. The reason why this is so important right now is because it's activating and you're putting in new signature energy into the newer timeline, the positive timeline that we want to anchor, the one that they're going after right now more than ever to try to get it to not be anchored. Okay. We anchor that. We're creating it. We're anchoring it. So everyone needs to stay focused and stay in that energy of creation and knowing who you are and what your power is. You're struggling trying to figure out what your power is. You need to get with that program real quick and grab hold of yourself and sync up, because it's all about really honoring who you are. Now, here's the deal. And I'm going to say it like it is. So, this is supposed to be the liberation timeline. Okay? With all of our gifts coming online, a lot of you are discovering newer things about yourselves, things that you can do, things that you're connected with, things that you feel like you're really in sync with. You're feeling that difference. You're noticing that difference within yourself. Okay? So here's the deal. As you are developing and things are coming online, keep it to yourself. Okay? It's fine to share some things if you're going to teach someone or if somebody else is going through it or something like that. And you can say, hey, I know what you're talking about. I have the same experience. Then you talk amongst yourselves, all right? And even those of us who are healers, and when we come on and do our teaching, we don't let everything out of the bag. I don't let everything out of the bag, okay? So just be aware of everything, of what we're doing. Now, in this process of anchoring into the higher timeline, into Lemurian higher timeline, into our higher timelines of ourselves, and then the newer Atlantean energy that's trying to come up, which still has the old energy trait behind it. Now, here's the deal. Those of us that were a part of the older time of Lemurian as well as Atlantean timelines, we are going to be processing out what happened before rapidly, right now, okay? Before we get to that 7th planet alignment on the 25th of this month. So anything that comes up in memory, anything that's going to be triggering stuff from other planets, whatever that may be, you have to take light to that and understand what that anchoring process is. What happened before? What clues did you leave for yourself in the past you that the new you here need to get in contact with or pay attention to the messages that are coming through that you left for yourself for this moment. The timelines are getting ready to do this as soon as we hit that 7 planet alignment. That's when we're going to see the biggest shift. Do not buy in to the fear factors of anyone talking about, oh, well, every time we had this type of season, this happened. Or every time we had this type of season, this happened. Yes, those things happen during a snake year or whatever. Fall of bank systems and all of that happened in the old 3rd dimensional timeline, in the Piscean time. We're in another time. We're in Aquarian time, which is shifting that. Okay? We have to remember what used to happen is not going to necessarily be the same truth in the newer timeline of where we're moving. It's complete different. Because let me tell you, if that was the truth, that would actually show that we're not moving anywhere. We're staying the same. There's a difference. That would mean we're not shifting at all. We're staying the same. And it's going to be the same old crap. Nobody's going to get exposed. Truth is not going to be known. All of that. It's all going to stay hidden. Do you really think that's what this needs to be doing? Pay attention to how the timeline is revealing and shifting. Revealing and shifting. That's the key. Because what was not once seen or heard is now going to be seen and heard. That's the key. So, miss me with all this other stuff, talking all this, oh, well, this happened at this time and this happened. No. That was in that timeline. What timeline are you on? What timeline do you really want to see things in? You going to stay in the old or are you going to be staying behind? Which one is it? That's the key. So, I want each and every one of you to pay attention to that. We got that 25th energy coming up. And that's the one that's going to be a really big shifting energy of stuff that we're moving through. Okay? That is also going to be initiation point of new codes, higher codex, so the source codes that are coming in and anchoring. So all in that time, that special, just say 48 to 72 hours time, is going to be intense energy. Intense. So you just want to be ready. Now, as we're moving through those timelines and making sense out of everything, you don't want to be tested. Don't test me. And that's where everything, you don't want to be tested. You don't want to be in a tested moment. So this is where you really, really need to pay attention to where your energy is flowing. Okay. So we're going to take a look. I'm still laughing on the inside of myself. Oh my God. I've laughed so hard in my life. Well, yes, I have. Back in the time when Deb was alive, we would get into those laughing fits and start laughing and laughing and laughing. Couldn't stop laughing. Oh my gosh. It's been a long time since I laughed so hard like that. Okay. So let's take a look at some of the message energies we need to pay attention to right now. Between now and the 21st, we need to keep, I would say 25th really, keep reading the energies, pulling cards on the energy. We do that in our Divine Cosmic Connection group. Oh my gosh, you guys. Laughing my butt off. All right, let's take a look at today's message. We have Dr. Kia Puit. She put some very wonderful information up on her page. It's a short, and she was talking about a lot of the so-called Congress members and whatever, those people never took an oath to be in the positions that they're in. Absolutely ridiculous. So one of the things I really just wanted to speak truth on in our being liberated, liberation simply means this to me. It means to be really transparent. It means we should be 100% liberated in our birth certificates. We should be 100% liberated to not have to pay to live on this planet. We should be 100% liberated from their agenda all the way across the board. Because in that process, that really truly means that everything that was a negative agenda from those beings who enslaved us long, long ago and all the way up to this point that we're still fighting, that would mean true liberation. Not a half belief of liberation where we're still underneath the hidden agenda energy of what they're doing. Still having us pay for stuff. Going to twist and do the language stuff to make things look different, but it's still really the same thing, but with a little bit of a different twist on it. Or we're going to take it away from here, but we're going to actually put it over here. Shifting of the hands and clouding things and stuff. No. And speaking of clouding stuff, when everybody was talking about all the stuff going on with the fogs and all that, remember that show, oh God, what is that? American Horror Story. Remember that? Okay. Remember the part where they came back to do the second part of the witches, when they had the witch scenes? As a matter of fact, the American Horror Story, anything that dealt with the whole storyline of the witching part was the best part of that whole entire show, because they actually showed the process of people when they get their gifts and what they go through and what the initiation's like of one who owns their gifts between themselves and creators, and then being witnessed by an elder, what that is. Then they showed the apocalyptic antichrist part of it, where things had already fallen. One of the things they were dealing with was that weird mist stuff that was all over the place, which was a part of the radiation coming through the mist of that. And so that's why they were all inside that underground house that they were all living in. And then when they would come up to level, they had the gas mask thing on. So I started thinking about that, and I said, wow, that's kind of right on the picture of what's going on right now. And that showed the way they showed that mist with, pay attention, radiation isotopes that holds the energy of all that stuff that floats through that mist. And even the horse itself got all looking monstrous looking, but it was still trying to function. Then finally it would just kind of just give out, and then they would just proceed on. But yeah, if you get a chance to look up the American Horror Story, I think it was the apocalyptic second part of the witches or something, where they all have that they're underground. They go underground, and it's all about they're trying to find that being that is the Antichrist person and try to take him down. Okay, that's what it was all about. So take that and compare it to now. Also, I talked about the time when Madonna did this concert. I believe it might have been in Spain or Italy. Can't remember. Was it in France somewhere? She put this concert on. Some of you will remember what I'm talking about. She was singing, and it had all this weird looking dresses that the dancers were wearing, and then towards the end they all had this gas mask thing on, and then they were all laying out on the floor in the dance, and then at the very end she flashed up on the wall, "Wake up, wake up," and I was like, huh. So here, when you see something like that and you go back and you look at it now, you'll be able to understand what they were saying then, how it's playing out now. Okay, and this was like, she did it right around, I want to say around 2019 or 2018, Madonna's concert in Italy or Spain or one of those things, where she did that. I'm going to see if I can find that and post it up into the community. I put some of the dancer things in the community so you can check out who they are, what I was talking about with the Neuros, okay? The Neuros. So that is a message that was really put together. And now I'm still looking at the energy of what Beyonce has said. And then at the end of her show, her halftime show, it was the sign rolls down and says "bang" on it. So I don't know who's going to the Super Bowl, but remember the rule about when you want to find out who's going to win, you have to ask the question: who has already been selected to be the winners? Okay, that's the name of the game. The one thing that everybody has to remember is that there's a lot of charged particles in the air right now. A lot of it is artificial energy, and then there's the divine particle that's in the air, mixing, trying to take out that artificial one. So you have to remember, when you are communicating to the divine and you're talking to Mother Earth, you come from a place of talking to the higher plasmic light, the higher divine light itself, the higher charged particles of light, the real ones. Because the artificial ones, they mimic, but they're not the real ones to hold the energy. I hope this makes sense of what I'm saying, because it has a lot to do with when you are creating something and you're asking how to create something and follow something to be in benefit of creation of that and how it's going to show up. So You really have to be on your connection with that. Syncing up is really important. Um, and when I say it now, like today, saying I'm syncing up to the higher timeline, the divine, I'm syncing up to that. I am now anchored to that. I am now synced up to that. I am connected to that. There's a huge difference in that energy when you're saying that. All right, let's take a look at some of the messages of right now. And I'm looking at the first part with the Galactic Heritage cards, which have been on the money along with the Astro cards. Interesting. Interesting. All right, all right. Jeez. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Wow, we got a lot of 13 energy, 6 energy, 7 energy. Okay, so let's start off with the message from the Galactic Heritage. We have birth and expansion, Lyra of the past, birth and expansion, that birth and expansion energy. Okay. Then we have the hive mind, number 29, insectoid. So when we find ourselves, this is the parallel. I look at parallel as like the bridging in between the timelines. So the hive mind, what is the hive mind saying? That's an 11 energy. Okay. And then the final part of this, it goes into new paradigm, Andromeda. Now, the Andromedas are very active right now. They are overseeing, along with a lot of your, I want to say Palladians, allies that are overseeing the new agreement contracts. Okay. So this pushes into the 4th house of home, which is that 4 and 2, that makes that 6. What is the home? Home, which is our home life, home stability. How is that being anchored? It's going to be anchored with the act to be activated by solar flares. 17 solar flares. So that's anchoring with that 4th house. Okay. The Stargate, the star, more your sacred geometry is going to be coherence. And it says the frequency of cohesion support, our ability to harmonize the frequencies of the heart with the frequencies of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. On top of that, we get number 16, the conception. And that is the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything is creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of the space and what we can manifest through our own focus, awareness, and intention. Conception. This is what I was talking about with that plasma, those charged particles. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is really good. Now, let's take a look at some other energies. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and hit the number Monday the 20th. So I have to go back over to my notes of what I drew for, remember those weeks. What did I draw out for those weeks? laugh too much. How did you get here to here? Why are you here? Get stressed out from a tripod. Okay. Show me, Spirit, what Monday message energy looks like. Let's do Sunday and Monday. What are we looking at for Sunday and Monday? So I'm going to draw on Sunday and Monday. 2 cards from old and then 2 cards from the new. So this is going to represent top. And this is going to represent the bottom. Sunday and Monday. Coming. What is that, Spirit? And believe it or not, I couldn't find the tripod that I wanted to get that has the thingamababa where I can turn it like downwards, so when I do my card thingies, you guys can see me shuffling. What the heck? Okay, I don't have time to try to figure that out. I'm just going to do this. Getting ready to say those words. Don't test me! Okay. We got skill. We got gain. We got 19 sun. Uh-oh. Got the devil. All right. Here's the first 2. Here is Sunday. We got the skill. That's at 8. And this is of the, I want to say the coin. Yeah, the coins. Skill. He's building, he's moving. Success, abundance. Moving things. And then on Monday, we have the 3 coins. She's sitting pretty, and it's a gain. We have the gain there, gaining it, stepping into it. Then when we look at, this is the top info, what feeds on the bottom. So across from the skill card, we have the 19, we have the sun. We have the sun energy. What's starting? What's beginning? What's the light that's shedding on it? That 19 is that 10, that 1 energy. Okay, the new gain from that, the skill. Across from the money, we have the devil. We have the 6, that 6 energy. So how is this going to be influenced? What is the temptation? What is the hidden darkness behind it? Who doesn't want things to go right? What's the energy behind that? This is the left side. This is lefty, okay? This is the positive timeline. The change is coming in regardless, okay? That change is coming in regardless. So that's the energy of what we're looking at. So from now until Tuesday, I'm going to keep reading the energy. If you have your own cards, this is the time to really get in there and start doing the reads where you pull down, throw down the cards and take a look at the energy. And what you're looking for is, what is the energy? Is the energy a positive? Is there some kind of something weird behind the energy, hiding out? What's that? Because the cards aren't going to lie. Cards are going to tell the truth. And that's the one thing about cards that I love, is that they just tell the truth. It just speaks the truth at hand. It's not going to lie to you. It's not going to be like, okay, well, I can't find this, I can't find that. And no, it's not going to do that. It's going to tell you the truth. So let me just double check. Any questions? Any questions, lovelies? Sorry I came on and I was just laughing my butt off because I literally refuse to have a tripod try to take me out. I just refuse. I've come too far to get stressed out over a tripod stand. Oh my God. So that's why I called it Don't Test Me. Because you're going to find yourself feeling like that. Like how I did today. I guarantee you, some of you, if you haven't already, you're going to be going through that and saying to yourself, wait a minute, why am I feeling like I'm being tested right now? So that's just part of the whole thing. I don't want you to feel tested. Okay, any questions? I'm going to do some ring it through. I don't see anybody texting me yet. Yeah, I don't think I have it. Just double checking it. Okay, there it is. Boom. Got it. Okay. Everyone good? All right, let's do some wah-wah. Oh my gosh. I swear to God. There was this picture. I forgot who showed it. Oh, I think it was Joan something. He always shows like the older pictures of how America used to be. And it showed where this man on his farm had dug up this old bell. It weighed 5,000 pounds. And he was able to get that bell lifted up out of the ground. And it was solid, a brass or like a silver bell. It was a heavy bell. So supposedly the story was when they took away all the bells from the churches and bells from all the different temples and stuff and got rid of the bells, and they were supposedly have taken those bells and melted them down during the time when all the wars were going on back in the day, right? Now, they put a lot of those bells and stuff, and they buried them. They didn't want to have them. Now, if you go back to what I had talked about before, what is the number one thing about with Venom? When he is anchored to a human body and he becomes venom on a human host, The only thing that separates him away from the human host body is sound, certain sound frequencies. So when we really look at our history, when we have bells and why the bells were taken away, is because it had frequencies of healing, and it actually created energies that the other beings didn't like hearing. They don't like hearing frequency bell sounds that are like that ring out and emanate a higher frequency. So in the days to come, like I've said before, I hope you have some of your bells ready, because those bells, when you ring them, it does cause those energies to be gone. It does really work with that. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. So each and every one of you, get your sound on if you don't already have it. Get your sound on. So I love the double one because it just has that extra shaking sound. Go through and shake your tambourine or your drums or your bells through your homes and reset. Okay, reset the energy. Set with the intention of resetting it. So tomorrow, probably in the morning, I will be on, and we're going to talk about the energy net that's over California, and it is real and what it does. And those of us that are here still living in California, we have seen it. We know what it looks like. It has a living memory of itself, and all it does is it sits around and absorbs all the negative stuff, and it keeps growing. Yeah, that's a part of the net with that. It's a part of influencing negative things. Let's just put it like that. So there's going to be a lot going on with that. We do have two major ships, starships, that are outside the perimeter of California coastline that are out there. And there's been reports of people when they see the fog and they hear this weird sound. They can't make out what the sound is. And I know when I stood underneath a starship, and it was up in Shasta, and when one was over us, you get really dizzy, you get nauseated because of the frequency of that ship. You're not used to it. If you're not used to it, it brings that on for us, and it makes you feel nauseated, and it makes you feel kind of disorientated until it finally lifts up and moves off over the top of you. Then you're not experiencing that. But it's because of the high stuff that they also use as part of their traveling and moving at fast speeds. Okay. All right. I delivered that info. Be good to yourselves. I just wanted to hop on here and give you that info really quick so that you would have it, because I worked so hard to get this tripod up for. I wanted to make sure I could keep it going. The things we go through and being in a human body on this planet is just, we really have got to ask for more pay. Powers to endure what you got to endure down here. All right, lovelies, I'm going to run. So I hope this info helps you. We're going to stay on track and keep a look at everything. So those of us in the Divine Cosmic Group, please make sure that you do ask those questions tonight. I will come back and ask another set of questions and post it in the group. All right, lovelies, be good to yourself. Much love. It is I, Priestess Makala, as well as Diana and all the wonderfulness. Be good to yourself. I love you all. I'll be back on to see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye bye.